Okay, so this is the Module 9 lab activity entitled Wave on a String, and that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be creating waves using a string. And there's a lot of settings, and so there's actually a little explanation as to what these different settings do. First of all, up in the upper left, you've got a manual, oscillate, and pulse. And so the manual is you've got to actually move this little wrenchy thing to create waves. The oscillate, you actually have an automatic wave generator. This wheel makes the arm go up and down, and it shakes the string. And the pulse allows you to create little pulses. You just click on that, and it's going, in this case, it created a triangular wave. Great. Now, you also have an option as far as what kind of end you would like. You can either have a fixed end, where we got a kind of a clamp holding this end. You can have a loose end. That means that end there it's a little ring that can slide up and down on a pole. Or there can be no end whatsoever. The wave just goes out the window, not to return. You also have a choice as far as your damping. You can either make a lot of damping or not much. So with no damping, you can see what happens compared to when there's lots of damping. And you can also adjust the tension on your string. So there's a lot of options here, and of course we can also put in rulers. That'll come in handy a little bit later. We can put in a timer, and we can put in a reference line. So you can use this, you can drag this to see how high your wave might be, if that comes in useful for you. You can of course move your rulers around as well. You can set the 0 mark if you want to. There's many options. But anyway, first things first, just go ahead and reset everything to do your first question. We're going to refresh to the default settings, and we're going to start with the continuous mode. That means oscillate, okay? And the other settings aren't really that important. And so you just put it on oscillate. The other settings aren't super important, but answer the question 1. Now in question 2, you're going to reset everything. This time, you want to make sure in question 2 that your damping is to none. And you can use the manual mode. And you're going to create a wave, make an observation, answer a question. In question 3, you're going to slide your tension to low. The type of end you've got here is not important, but you do want to make sure that your tension is low. And vary the damping and see the effect of damping upon wave speed. Come up with a conclusion, answer a question. Question 4, you're going to use either the manual or the pulse setting. Doesn't really matter. Want to make sure you have very little damping going on, and vary between a fixed end and a loose end. And observe, answer the question. Now, after question 4, before question 5, you want to make sure that you make your settings similar to what are shown in the quiz. So you want to make sure you're on the continuous mode or the oscillate mode. You want to make sure your amplitude is 0.75 centimeters. Your frequency is 1.5. No damping. High tension. You want to turn on your rulers and your timer. Let's start that again. And we want to have no end. Okay, so you want to go out the window. So no damping, high tension, rulers, timer. So you're going to create a wave like this one. And then you have to answer several questions. You have to come up with the wavelength of the wave, the speed of the wave. Questions 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are all ones you can essentially answer from what you've learned thus far. And again, use the simulation to recreate anything you're not certain on. And good luck.